It's a very little known fact about me that I'm a Pokemon fan. Whenever I'm not obsessing over Tokusatsu, I'm usually taking a look at the latest Pokemon news or checking out videos from some of my favorite Poketubers. A Poketuber is a Pokemon YouTuber. Now you know. And due to the recently release of Pokemon Sun and Moon, I think now is an appropriate time to talk about Pokemon. But what to talk about? Well, since this is my first Pokemon video, I thought I'd talk about the first thing you do in a Pokemon game. Choose a starter. So today I will be talking about some of my favorite starter Pokemon from each generation. To, like the 5 of you that don't know? In the beginning of each Pokemon game, a trainer has to make a decision between 3 pre-evolved Pokemon. 1 grass type, 1 fire type, and 1 water type. The type Pokemon that you choose will affect the type Pokemon that your rival in the game will choose. You see, water beats fire, fire beats grass, and grass beats water. So if you choose the grass starter, your rival will choose the fire starter. Okay, that felt like a long explanation. For this video, I'll be discussing my favorite starter Pokemon from each generation. Keep in mind, these are my favorite starters, so you guys could have different favorite starters than I do. Most of my picks will be based off of design, attacks, their evolutions, and what it does in the anime and or manga. Okay, now without any further ado, let's get into it. Generation 1, Bulbasaur. I know a lot of fans of the first generation are gonna hate me for making this choice, but I just love Bulbasaur. Maybe the reason why I chose Bulbasaur is because of my love of the color green, but I chose him for more than just that. Bulbasaur has been a very unpopular choice, but he is actually the best choice. You'd be surprised to know that Bulbasaur actually is the best starter choice in Generation 1. It gets through the first 2 gyms very easily, but I think you all know the big reason why I chose each of these starters: the design. I personally like to think that each trio of starter Pokemon has their very own style, and the Kanto starters are no different. Either you chose Charmander because of its evolution into Charizard, or you chose Squirtle because of its appearance in the anime. While I chose Bulbasaur because of its design. It's a frog with a blooming onion on its back. If that doesn't say grass poison type, I don't know what does. Now keep in mind, just because I love the color green does not mean that all the starters that will be mentioned in this video will be grass starters. Now I would like to expand into fire and water territory for the rest of these starters, so I just want to let you guys keep that in mind. Generation 2, Totodile. Like I said, a lot of my starter choices are based off of design, and Totodile is no exception. In my opinion, he definitely stands out among the other Generation 2 starters. Totodile easily looks the coolest of the trio, and its final evolution looks like the toughest of the 3 final evolutions. It looks like an alligator version of King Kong. It also makes sense for a crocodile, or is he an alligator, to be a water-type Pokemon, since crocodiles and or alligators spend time near bodies of water. Just look at the expression on his face. He looks so excited to be here. No offense if you chose the other 2 Johto starters, but they just look extremely boring to me when compared to Totodile. Generation 3, Mudkip. For Generation 3, it was a really close call between Mudkip and Trico, but I eventually chose Mudkip. Mainly because of the "so I heard you like Mudkips" meme. Out of all the Generation 3 starters, Mudkip definitely has the most unique origin, where Torchic is a baby chick and Trico is, well, a tree gecko. But Mudkip is definitely the most unique in terms of origins, like I just said. Mudkip is based off of a special kind of salamander with little sticks pointing out of its head. Okay, they're not sticks, but still. Mudkip's evolutions are definitely visually interesting, especially its final evolution. It looks like it's ready to fight when crouching down on all 4s, and it does look extremely tough as well. All that and more is why I think Mudkip is the best Generation 3 starter. Generation 4, Turtwig. I got introduced to the franchise during Generation 4, so of course I chose the grass starter, because of my love of the color green. Not to mention, Torterra is easily my favorite starter final evolution. It looks so mighty, and definitely someone you don't want to be effing with. It's so strong it can support an entire freaking ecosystem on its back. Okay, I won't make this part of the video all about Torterra.
I'm surprised there has never been a grass-type turtle Pokemon before, because turtle being a grass type is a perfect fit. Also, I really like seeing Turtwig in the Diamond and Pearl anime, as well as its evolutions, because, like I said, Diamond and Pearl, that's how I got introduced to the franchise, and I loved watching the anime as a kid. Turtwig is not only my favorite Gen 4 starter, but my favorite starter Pokemon, period, because of all the nostalgia I have for Turtwig being the first starter I ever picked. Generation 5, Topig. Topig is my favorite starter from the Unova region, just by a hair. I would say no pun intended, but then again, it's a pig, not a rabbit. Topig also easily looks the coolest out of the three, again, by a hair. Again, no pun intended, because it's not a hair. Okay, I'll let that go. Oshawott does have an interesting, cute charm to it, but Oshawott just seems really uninteresting to me. And Snivy just looks even more uninteresting. It all led up down to the pig when I chose my starter for Unova, and I gotta admit, the concept for Topig, pretty unique. How many times do you get to say the words fire and pig in the same sentence? As for its evolutions, Emboar is tough, and I think you can easily see that just by looking at him. He looks like a Mexican wrestler, which are always tough. Well, sometimes. But that's beside the point. And the fact that Emboar has flames on him just makes him look even tougher. Topig is also pretty cute on its own, but that's a bit off topic. If you chose Topig in Generation 5, you are awesome. Generation 6, Froakie. I mainly chose Froakie because of its evolution into Greninja, because, well, I like ninjas, but that's not the point. Froakie has some really cool attacks and abilities that you can discover whenever Froakie is in a fight. Froakie is also pretty cool design-wise with its light blue color scheme, and also has some elements of an actual real-world frog, like really thin eyes and suction cups on its feet. Okay, let's get to the main reason why I chose Froakie, because of its evolution to Greninja. I love ninjas, so of course I'm gonna love Greninja. A Gen 6 Pokemon so popular, it got into Super Smash Brothers. Okay, I guess I better calm down. I got a little too excited there. I think I'm ready to introduce my favorite Gen 7 starter Pokemon. Generation 7, Litten. I know a lot of hardcore Pokemon fans are going to kill me for not choosing Rowlet, but keep in mind, these are my favorites, not yours. I chose Litten because, in my opinion, he looks the least ridiculous. Litten just looks chill and is just gonna get ready to fight no matter what gets thrown his way. You might have noticed that I've been talking a lot about the final evolutions and not talking about the middle evolutions, because the middle evolutions just don't look interesting to me. They just look like the starters, but with minor improvements. Now, Litten's middle evolution, on the other hand, looks pretty neat. It looks a lot like it's about to hunt other Pokemon as opposed to fight them in a battle. Its final evolution, much like Emboar, looks like a wrestler, and I love it for that. Because of that, Litten is easily the coolest of the three Alola starter Pokemon. Well, at least to me. Okay guys, I think that's gonna do it for another video. In the comments below, remind me what your favorite starter Pokemon are from each generation. Also in the comments, tell me if you guys want me to do more non-Toku related videos. You know, just to take a break from Toku from time to time, to focus on something else. Okay, I think you know the outro by now. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and of course, as always, until next time, see ya.